Hello, Friendship Village. Welcome to your cardio class. Today we're going to do a mixture of familiar moves and probably some moves you haven't done before. As always, have a chair nearby so that you can use it for balance whenever you need to, holding on to the back of the chair as you practice the leg moves. Or you can sit down in the chair the entire time or part of the time and adapt the exercises to a seated position. Let's start out with a little march here. And you can move your arms as much as you're comfortable. If you ever need to slow a movement down or speed a movement up, feel free. Let's separate the feet a little bit wider. And we're going to tap from side to side with a little clap. You can decide how high your clap goes and how low your hands go in between. You can also decide if you want to rotate your body a little bit more with this move. Couple more each way. Let's do a grapevine next. Step, 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 tap. Now this move can kind of trick you a little bit. So you're building up quite a bit of momentum to the side. Just know the larger your step, the harder it'll be to keep your balance. You can also add in a slight cross behind with that second step for a little more challenge. And I'm just moving my arms, circling them or bending them. Nothing too fancy necessary. Just trying to warm up my upper body too. Let's keep the feet wide again and get back to those taps. This time we're going to swoop, swoop, swoop. Check in with your spine that we're keeping tall posture here. For a little more intensity, you can get a good elbow. Here we go. Couple more. Go for it. Come back to center. You're probably going to hear me breathe a lot today. Lots of deep breaths like that. All right, little bit of a lunge here. We're going to go lunge, back, center, then twice. Good. Back, center, then twice. It's kind of a diagonal motion with the leg. Let's speed it up. Back, two. Back, then two. Back, two. Single, then double it. Single, double, single, double. Bigger, bigger. One more time each way. There's your double, single, double. March it out. Circle the shoulders. You could alternate the shoulders. Separate your feet into a wide squat sort of motion. We're going to reach up and over to each side. If it bothers your shoulder or your neck to reach overhead, you could reach across instead, or low. Now sit low in that goblet squat. Pulse, pulse, pulse. If you want a chair in front of you with this, that's great. Let's add in some arms. Fold forward, fold back, close, open. Come back to center, high knees. You could speed this up and get a little more cardio work, but if you take this at a steady speed, a little slower maybe than you want, you'll get a little moment of balance challenge in there as you're balancing on one leg. Use the chair in front of you if you need to. Good. Go back to a light march. Take a deep breath in. Let's reach up with that. Let's run through that little routine again. Wide feet, clap and tap. You decide how high the arms go and how low they go in between. I'm off the beat. There we go. Grapevine is next. 3, tap. 1, 2, 3. You can tell I'm not a dancer in those transitions. 1, 2, 3. Circle the arms with it. If you want to do a big cross behind, you're welcome to do that. It'll be challenging for the balance, so just be careful. Now we're going to do that big swoop across with the elbow dig. Tap your toe. For more challenge, you make that all bigger, more dramatic. Scoop, elbow. Good, come back to center. Now we're going to do that lunge, diagonal lunge. Extend the right foot back, single, left foot, then double it at the right. Then switch, left, right, double it. 1, 2. I gotta turn this up a little. Keep going so I can hear it a bit better. And if you're slightly different than me, that's quite all right. The point right now is that you're getting your heart rate up. Okay, march it out, roll out those shoulders. Take some deep breaths. Alternate the shoulder rolls, maybe. Wide feet in that squat, reach across or upward. Feel a little stretch in your side body as you reach. Feel the leg muscles really work with all these squats too. Hold that squat, pulse with the arms. Close, open, close, open. You can make it more dramatic with more of a whole upper body move. Whew. March in place. Let's do those high knees. You decide what pace to take here. This is quite challenging for the balance. So you could use the back of a chair. Put your hand on the chair when your knee lifts up. Check in with your posture real quick. When we start to get tired, when we're really focusing on something, usually we see the posture just kind of fall. Keep your gaze up, keep your chin up. Come back to a march. And take a couple deep breaths. Let's reach the arms with it. Up and out. Up and out. Separate the feet wide. Keep your steps. Be careful of your balance with these. We're going to do some head turns here. Turn and look slightly to your right or quite a bit to the right. Travel a little to your right. Come back to center. Look forward. So you decide how big that head turn is. Let's do that to the left. Look, a lot or a little. Travel. Back to center. And march. Nice job. Let's do that one more time each way. Little turn of the head. Look, maybe you feel a little stretch in your neck muscles. Travel to the side a bit. Remember, you can have your hands on the chair. Come back to center when you're ready. Switch to the other side. Little head turn or larger one. Little travel to the side and back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, reach the arms down. One more time, reach up and down. Good. Okay. Next, we're going to try some more specific steps. Again, you might know some of these moves better than I do. So if you just want to dance it out and do your own thing, that's fine. We're going to start out with some steps. With the arms up, step, step, step. If you can, stay a little bit more on your tippy toes than your heels. You can alternate the arms here. You could hold on to a chair. Step, 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 arms, arms, arms. And you'll start to feel your arm muscles really work here, probably in the shoulder muscles. If you need to keep it a little lower, that's fine too. Now we're going to do a little step from side to side, crossing the body. Step, 2, 3, turn, step, 2, 3. Step, 2, 3, turn. Okay. You can circle the arms with it. 1, 2, 3. And if you're a seasoned dancer, you could do a little cha-cha in the middle. Step, 2, cha-cha. Step, 2, cha-cha. Getting lots of muscles in the legs to activate with this. The hips especially. Keep a little softness in your knees. A little fluidity through the hips. Let's just step to one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, 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 step. Other side. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but it feels good. And that's what it's all about. Come back to center with those toe taps and your arms. I wanted to try a little arm pump with that step from side to side as you cross over. I'll show you what that looks like. Looks like push, other way, push. So we get a little more arm movement. And remember your options: step, step, pause, step, step, pause, step, step, pause, or cha-cha. Oops, cha-cha. 1, 2, 3, there it is. Keep that push, push. One side, step, 2, 3, 4, step. Move your hips a little, move your shoulders. Feel your heart rate going. Other side. Get a little looser through the spine. And come back to center. Practice your narrow step with your body weight a little bit more in your toes and your forefoot. If that feels unbalanced, put a hand on chair. Okay, nicely done. Feeling that heart rate going, feels good. Let's do a little tap forward now. Tap, 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 tap. Like you're testing the water out in a pool. And you can shimmy the shoulders. It's actually a little hard to coordinate if you haven't practiced it before. And let's do a little salsa from side to side. Salsa, 1, 2, 3. You can pause. Or you can do a little tap. Tap, 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap. I just learned that tap today. I always learn the pause. 1, 2, 3. I shouldn't talk while I'm trying to do this. 1, 2, 3. All right, then we'll do this forward and backward. 1, 2, 3. I tried to pick a song that was a little slower beat so we could get that tap in. Tap, 1, 2. So you tap with the foot right before you step it forward or backward. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Tap, 1, 2, 3. Tap. I would like to try a turnaround. It'll be challenging for the balance. So if you'd like to skip it, you can do step, 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 step. So 2 steps with each foot. If you'd like to try it, lead with your right foot perhaps. Step, 2, 3, 4, then march. Let's try it with the other foot. Step, 2, 3, 4, march. You could always have your hand on a chair. 2, 3, 4, march. Other side. 2, 4, and march. Let's try side to side again. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. Tap. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go forward and backward with the opposite leg now. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to a march. And we'll do a little toe tap forward. See if you can sink a little low this time. So we get a little more thigh working. Alternate the arms. Good. Now we're going to try a cross behind. That'll be a little more challenging for the balance probably. And if you've had a hip replacement, you may want to skip that crisscross and just step back. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a little quicker. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alternating back, back. 1, 2, 3. This is basically the only arm move that I know. This. When I learned salsa dancing, I always learned with a partner too, so there was always something to do with my arms. I lost the beat. You could turn a little bit with this. 1, 2, 3. That'll be more challenging for the balance. And again, try and loosen up the shoulders and the hips and the spine a little. Find some fluidity here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Back to a light march at center. All right, let's switch it to a big side-to-side move. You're going to push your arms, push side to side as you travel. You can always have your hands on a chair in front of you and just practice these side steps. Push each time. Push, push, push. You can make it more difficult by getting a little low. Whoops, almost lost it. Good. Back to center. Heel tap forward, big arm swing. Tap, 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 tap. Try to get down a little low. Arm swing, arm scoop. Can feel those leg muscles working now. If you didn't before. Tap back, tap, tap, and double, just like we did at the beginning. Tap back, tap back. Double it up. One more time each way. And we'll do those big pushes again. Push, 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 push. Really feeling the heart rate go up now. The larger your movement, the more your heart's going to have to work. Let's do that heel dig forward. Big swoop of the arm. Bend the knee a little. Sit your hips back. It's like you're going to sit down in a chair using one leg. And we'll go back to that single, single, double, double. Single, double. Woo! This beat is fast. Remember, the turn is more difficult. So if you want to stay facing straight forward, that's fine. Feel your arms work. March in place. Forward and backward march. Forward, back. Forward, back. 1, 2, 3, tap. One more time. Diagonal steps. Step, tap, step, tap. 4, and back. Got to be careful of the surroundings. Remember, slow down or speed up. Whatever's best for you. Forward, 3, 4, back. Forward, back. Step forward, leading with the opposite foot this time. Foot that feels a little less natural. Just a normal march forward. 1, 2, 3. Try those diagonal taps, leading with the opposite foot again. Slightly walking forward, perhaps, and backward. 1, 2, 3. You can get low to make it more challenging. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's stretch it out a little bit. Get a chair. Bend your knees a few times. Feel a little stretch on the top of the thigh. Relax your ankle. Hold on one leg. Circle the ankle out a couple times one way, then the other way. Other side. And we'll step back into a lunge, feeling a stretch at the front of the hip. Option to reach up and over. Breathe. Switch sides. Step the foot back. However far you need to get a stretch at the front of the hip. Stand upright. You can reach up and over. And bow forward with your feet, about shoulder width distance apart. Resting your hands or your forearms on the back of the chair, or you can put your hands on your thighs if that feels comfortable with your balance. Check in with your legs that they're basically straight, maybe a slight bend of the knees. Check in with your spine, also basically straight, hinging forward from the hips. Stretch it out there in the back body, mostly feeling this in the hamstrings. Stand upright, step a small step back with one of your feet to feel a stretch in the calf. Heel is down on the ground, standing up tall. Switch. If you need more of a stretch, you just send your leg back further. Keep the knee straight, keep the heel on the floor. And that is it, my friends. Thank you for trying that with me today. A bunch of fun moves, hopefully, and hopefully you made it your own and did some spunky little spins in there, or shimmies. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you feel good and energized after that. I'll see you next time.